So it's an emergency, I would say. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. And the thing that's going to have to change right now, like right now, is I'm going to have other people here. Not here. I'm in town right now. There's an unhappy kid here. I need to invite people to come down. And it is interesting that I have some frequent flyer miles on a credit card that I'm going to lose because I'm not going to pay it. I'm going to piss the bank off at me. I don't know what happens to those miles then, but I don't have enough money to pay off that debt with the bank, so I'm going to default on it, which is going to screw me over. I don't know what else to do. I'm fucked. But I'll get those miles out. I could buy some airline tickets for some folks that want to come down. Not to help out for 3 days or some tiny bullshit amount, because it takes 3 days to even figure out where you're at in a complex place like where I live. And they would come down, with their own rechargeable headlamps. I would have to raise money and get my solar working again so that, we can charge things and like charge flashlights and lights and things and have light at night and have internet. So I do have to do something. I was thinking and I realized if between now and next week, I do know a guy who has PayPal, and I could actually PayPal him enough money that I could get gasoline and dog food. And he's a really nice guy. He's a friend, I would say. Definitely. Really awesome dude, but I don't like to abuse friendships, and so I don't like to ask for a lot of favors. And this guy's already done me one really big favor is he lent me a battery that I'm using. It's a Jackery 300, I think. I forget the model name, but it's a tiny Jackery, which is a battery pack that I can use. Shut up, Rooster. I'm talking over here. Rooster's like, fuck you, you shut up. I live here. You don't live here. Sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Anyway, this is where the creativity part happens, where you're just like, I got a problem, I can figure out a solution. Let's get back to what I was talking about, though, and that is, how can I decide which people to actually have here to help me out? And I mean actually help me. Focus on what I need, not on what they want to do. There's a big difference. And one of the tasks on that would be bookkeeping. Somebody should keep track of every bit of money that gets spent. Because that's educational also. I mean, I'm starting from zero. Not really, because I have a lot of resources just laying around. So I'm not totally starting from zero. I just spent $14 on food that should last me till next week. I got eggs and pasta. Oh, I didn't get tortillas. Fuck. Well, I'll get tortillas. This guy owes me change anyway, so I'll get a package of tortillas. So it'll be $15. But it's not like living here is very expensive. I've got a lot invested in infrastructure. Even my survival food that I don't want to eat. It's over 10 years old, easily. And I don't even know if it's any good. I got to look in some bins and see if the food's still even any good. It's not going to be good anyway. That's why I didn't eat it. I don't want to eat that food. But if it comes down to survival and I just need to eat or, get so skinny that it's uncomfortable to watch videos of me, which would be pretty funny, actually. I could just slowly starve to death on camera. I guess that wouldn't be that funny, but some things are funnier to say than do. But when I had an accident some years ago, I lost weight, in a week. My whole body was freaking out because I was really injured. And I lost a lot of weight in a week. So if I didn't eat for a week, I would definitely lose weight. And I can be uncomfortable. I mean, I used to commonly not eat every other day because I was just busy thinking about other shit and doing other shit. At this point, I spend most of my time at the computer because that's where my survival is going to come from. It's in communicating with you. And let's get back to these people, okay? These theoretical people who I definitely need to have them here. I think I would prefer people I already knew or met previously in my life. Most of them are not available. You know, they got jobs and kids and a life. So right there, just availability cuts out most people. They're not available. And I'm just so damaged with people that I don't trust anyone. That's my biggest problem, I think. And that's not a trust problem. That is a trustworthiness problem. I'm not going to accept that as being my problem only. You know, a lot of people they love to say stuff like, if you have a problem, you know, just fix it all in your mind and you create your own reality and, you know, let's just feed you a bunch of pseudo-spiritual bullshit. No, people are fucking problems. And if you don't know that, then you haven't been in situations where they're able to be problems for you. I have. And it makes me hesitant enough that I don't want to have any of them near me. That's a huge problem. And what would happen if I didn't have people? Well, without people, I'm not motivated to do that much. I don't even build a fire for myself. I just stick a ski jacket on and go to bed. And I sleep in a ski jacket because I don't care. And so I have to have people so I have a reason to live. The people will motivate me. The camera will motivate all of us. If you're funding it, you're going to expect to see some results. And some of those could just be us doing goofy shit in the forest, you know, and being bad at chopping wood or something. Or I guess a lot of work that needs to get done is pretty boring visually. Like, I mean, we're not going to make just a whole video of us cleaning a building up or something. I mean, I guess we could edit it down and we could say, oh, we cleaned the building. Woo! It just doesn't sound that exciting. It'd be cooler to, like, build a solar sauna or a solar dehydrator. And so there's a level of project that we can get to that will inspire people. One of the things we could do immediately is plant reproduction. Because that needs work. It needs help. I have the water. I have a big, huge thing of water that I don't even have a pump to get the water out. I have one way to get water out real slowly. And we could start doing really important agricultural work right now in preparation for the rains that would pay off. And that would be exciting. Now, I don't know how exciting that would seem to most people, but that's actually how we save the world. Is we get lots of species growing all over the place. We get more fruits going on. We take baby trees that have barely survived and grapes that haven't been watered, and we start taking care of them in the toughest, driest part of the year so that they can flourish. And when the rains come, they'll flourish even more. And suddenly we've got pieces of plant to make more trees with and more plants with, and we're getting going. I mean, that seems like, and that's something that, I mean, I know not everybody's a plant geek, but plant geeks would appreciate it. And people with land might say, oh, shit, that guy's, you know, doing a really good job. Those folks are doing a really good job at producing plants out of plants. Not just buying a whole bunch of more plants, right? That's the easy way. But making plants with cuttings and seeds. And collecting composted oak leaves out of the forest, and collecting the richest dirt we can get access to, and cranking up the reproduction of these plants in preparation for the rain, and then keeping that going. I think that's I feel excited when I think about it. I mean, that's a real investment in something. And yeah, we need to make a solar sauna to keep people clean, but we have a wood-fired sauna. We can fire it up. There's wood just laying around. So, you know, I guess I got to pick what battles make sense first, what projects make sense first, and then find people who like those. But lots of people like plants. And that's something people can do anywhere. Even if you live in an apartment with a tiny porch, you could be germinating seeds and making trees. You could make trees that you could bring to somebody's land who wants to plant trees but doesn't have time to do it themselves. And then they'll let you camp there and use their land or something. You can make a trade, you know. There's lots of ways we could figure out what things can we offer and what things do we need so we can trade. And that's what I'm proposing with having somebody come help me, is that we make a trade that's win-win. Hi, baby. Oh, hi, honey. She's getting a little old for that. I just picked her up by her neck skin. She's not used to that anymore. When she was a puppy, you could just grab her and pick her up that way, and she didn't give a shit. But I think she's a little too mature for that sort of thing. Did you grow up? Yeah, you did. You're a big girl now. She's still tiny. Look, my hand is bigger than her whole head. Doopy doopy doo. Like, how do you even think with a brain that small? She's actually super smart. Surprisingly, like, she knows a lot of shit. You know a lot of shit? Yeah, you do, you good baby dog. Hi, do you know a lot of shit? You know some shit. This dog is also pretty smart, but not the same way. I also don't spend enough time with this dog. There's also a girl here. These are both girls. But I don't spend enough time with this one. She's an outside dog, and I'm inside a lot. And this one's inside with me. And so, sorry. You just don't get as much of me as she does. But that's okay. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Hi, you're a good boy. Okay, there's too much dogs around here. This is ridiculous. The dogs would also like to have company, because I think the dogs are under-socialized, because I think they're lonely. Like, when I go walking, they get all excited. Like, oh, we're going to go for a walk. And it's like, well, you could go for a walk by yourselves. But apparently they're so human-focused that it's way more exciting to go for a walk with a human. So that's another reason to have more humans here. And I actually like humans. Even though I've said I'm misanthropic and all this shit, and I'm damaged and all that, you know, I used to like people, and I have enjoyed people greatly. I just have to be cautious. Very cautious. As should you, if you're going to go somewhere. And that's why I think, you know, it should be somebody I already know. But then again, do I really know anyone? After I've been gone for 20 years out in the forest, and even before that, I started being fairly hermit-like in the year 2000. So about 24 years ago. How am I saying it all? I don't even know. About 24 years ago is when I really stopped really seeing people. I mean, I had some people visit my house for that last 4 years, but I got kind of distracted with some social things I shouldn't have, and then it was a real hard start here. It took me about 3 years in the forest to get things going enough to even invite anyone. Things were very, very difficult. And then they got easier. And then they got more difficult again. And now, you know, I think about just selling it. Just fucking cash out. Go be a normal person. But that would be failure for me, and I wouldn't really value myself. I don't know. I feel like I'm sitting on this amazing opportunity physically in the forest, being able to live in it, to care for it, and to hopefully inspire others to practice food forest farming in innovative ways and live in a way that uses less energy and less consumption. And think about, I mean, I did good for a while. I hosted a lot of people, and they had a good time, and they learned some things, but I want to do it deeper this time. So this time there'll be reading assignments before people even come. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for listening to me blather on. We will see how it goes.